My husband had a 1-year affair with a close friend of our family. I discovered the affair about 3 months ago, and since then, we've gone to EMS Weekend, are in couples therapy, and my husband just started the Hope for Healing course. Overall, I'd say our marriage is on the way to recovery. However, I continue to struggle with understanding how my friend could risk our friendship, our kids, etc., by being involved with my husband. I've had a chance to explore the whys from my husband's end of things and have experienced his understanding of losses that he has created. But I feel that I'm needing that from her as well. I don't want to reconcile per se, but I do want some kind of closure because I think it could help with the bitterness that I'm harboring toward her. What do you recommend? All kinds of warning flags go up as I read this. What I'm surprised about at one level is she hasn't reached out to you to make amends. If you go to her and say, how could you have done this? What were you thinking? Most likely it's going to be perceived as an attack by her. How could you, for instance, is really not a question. It's kind of perceived as shaming to the person hearing that message, which she's probably already beating herself up. The fact that she hadn't come to you probably tells me everything I need to know about your friend. Since I was in a relationship with Stephanie's best friend, she came and talked to her to make amends. So reaching out to her, I don't think it's a good idea. Now, in Not Just Friends by Shirley Glass, she wrote a section on the other woman, trying to help people understand who is that person and why did they do what they did. You might want to read that chapter in Shirley Glass's book. It may give you some answers. Typically, that sort of person, once somebody gets caught up in this sort of thing, they're not thinking about what's important to them. They're just kind of pursuing their own kind of need for dopamine at that moment. They're not trying to excuse anything she's doing because it does seem outrageous. And hopefully your husband's not defending her. That was a mistake I made early on. There was never a reason for me to defend. I would try to take responsibility, but you know what? She did something terrible too. And I hope that she will show remorse. But the other thing that comes to mind is people, though, always a fair down. And she may not be who you thought she was. Hopefully, after reading that chapter, you'll be able to release it. But I don't know that you're going to get what you want from talking to her. I think it'll stir a hornet's nest. And in the long run, she'll probably say things out of spite that'll make things worse between you and your husband.